Hey everybody. So in a surprise announcement this past Thursday, Nintendo announced that they were going to release a new old system in November, specifically November 11th. It's called the Nintendo Classic Nintendo Entertainment System. So basically what it is they've taken the NES, the old Nintendo console from the late 80s, early 90s, and they're going to not really re-release it, but they're going to put a miniature version of it that has 30 built-in games on it. So basically it's like if you've okay, so Sega in the past couple of years has been re-releasing some of their old Genesis games on these sort of all-in-one systems that have like 80 games or something. They're not manufactured by Sega, but they're licensed to third parties to do it. And in fact, one of them has even has capabilities for you to upload your own Genesis ROMs, so that's pretty cool. So basically, Nintendo is sort of doing the same thing, but not really. Anyway, so I thought I'd just get my thoughts on it. So basically, what is this thing? It's a little console basically. I don't know how small it is. Judging by the picture, it looks like it fits in somebody's hand. It could fit in your hand, and it has two. It's small to look like an old NES, the North American one. I wonder if the Japanese one if they will release one looks like the Famicom or the anyway or the Power Region NES. But anyway, so and it has two controller ports, which it does come with old NES style controllers. It comes with one NES style controllers. I'm looking at the product page here on the Nintendo UK's website. Okay, so this thing basically, it says here so it's a mini replica Nintendo's home console. So it comes with 30 games, most likely flashed on memory. And according to this page, it's also going to have save states, so like on the eShop or the Wii U and stuff like that. So the 30 games included, I'll read them quickly. Okay, so there's Balloon Fight, Bubble Bobble, Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, Donkey Kong Jr., Double Dragon 2, The Revenge, Dr. Mario, Excite Bike, Final Fantasy, Galaga, Ghosts and Goblins, Gradius, Ice Climber, Kid Icarus, Kirby's Adventure, Mario Bros, Mega Man 2, Metroid, Ninja Gaiden, Pac-Man, Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream, the re-release of Punch-Out, Star Tropics, Super C, Super Mario Bros 1, 2, and 3, both Legend of Zelda, and Tecmo Bowl. I find it interesting that they didn't put the original Double Dragon with you, but anyway, that's besides the point. Also, did I say? Yeah, for some reason they put Super C, but they're not putting Contra, which seems a bit weird. The choice of games actually seems to be pretty good. There's some good, substantial Nintendo classics here. I wonder if for Final Fantasy they're gonna put like the NES Final Fantasy, or are they gonna update the translation from later re-releases of Final Fantasy? Because Final Fantasy the original one was released on like the NES and the Game Boy Advance and I think the PSP, and there's a mobile port. There's so many ports of that game, it's ridiculous. I wonder if they're gonna, but it sounds like it's just gonna be a straight port of the old NES game. I think it's pretty cool that they're fine, because I want Nintendo for years to release a console like this, because Sega's been doing it for a while. Well, I mean, and Nintendo has such a rich history of video gaming. Why not just re-release do a thing like this? The cool thing about it is that, well, obviously it's HDMI out, and that makes it great because I have a little story. So basically, I own two NESs that I bought a couple of years ago. The problem with owning an NES now is that you have to play on a modern HD TV, and a modern HD TV doesn't have like, a lot of them don't have ports for the old composite, the yellow cable. So so the only way to play on a HD TV is to buy one of those cheap video upscalers, but you still get the problem of input lag. What I found out recently is that you could buy like an expensive upscaler called the XRGB Mini Framemeister or something like that, but it costs about like $500. I think it's from Japan, so you have to import it. And not only that, that works well too. So I mean, then you have to plug it into that, and then plug it into your HD TV. So I mean, the cost for that is really a lot. So this is cool. So it's just HDMI, and it plugs into your TV and whatever. And the good thing is the controllers work with the Wii U, and it says here the controllers work with Virtual Console and NES games on the Wii or Wii console. Okay, so you just plug it into the Wii remote. You plug in like a classic controller on the Wii and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. It's coming out November 11th. It's okay. So what I'm gonna say. So yeah, I like his idea. I think it's great, like especially if you're like a parent and you grew up playing the NES, and like your house doesn't have a lot of space to put all your old classic consoles. At least you can get this and sort of introduce it to like your children or whatever. And that's kind of, I think, this is what this is for. It's to introduce some Nintendo games to a new audience, because as we kind of know, a lot of, I don't know if it's like, if it's really, well, I mean, I don't know how true it is, but a lot of like kids this generation, they do their gaming on like cell phones and mobile phones, and a lot of Clash of Clans and things like that. But yeah, so they're not really playing a Nintendo games as much as like, well, as much as maybe like I used to, or generations like, like the 80s or 90s or even 2000s used to play Nintendo. So this is good to introduce them to new Nintendo games, because we're kind of seeing that with Pokemon Go now, that Pokemon Go is sort of introducing new players to the Pokemon franchise, even though it's a what, 20-year-old franchise. About it's about 20, yeah, it's about 20-year-old franchise. There's new players finding every year, so it's a good way of players to. It costs $69.99. I think that's US, so it's about $70, price of a Wii U, modern Wii U game. But it's pretty cool. But my only I kind of wish they put like 40 games or 50 games. Imagine having 50 games, even like 100 games, like those old pirated NES on the chip consoles that have like 100 NES games in one, and all kinds of stuff. I remember those a lot. Actually, but the collection here is pretty good, and for me, I mean, it's great because even though I own some of these games on cartridges, like to be able to play in 1080p on, hopefully, I'm not sure if it's gonna be the same resolution as the Wii U uses for Virtual Console games, because I've read that the Wii U Virtual Console doesn't. NES games don't look good on it, but I'm wondering if this is using the same one, or if it's using if they're going to use another sort of resolution for a specific one only to this system. And yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice if they put like 100 games on it. But I mean, obviously, a lot of these games are owned by other companies like Konami and Capcom and stuff like that. So it's weird that they wouldn't dump. I mean, I guess Mega Man 2 is the most popular NES game, which most people talk about. But it'd be nice if they put all the Mega Man NES games on here, or all the Contra games, or things like that, or all the classic. Namco, like Pac-Man and Galaga Galaxian, Dig Dug. Wait, did they make that? Anyway, whatever. I don't remember now. So those have been my thoughts on the new NES. What's it called? Sorry, I forgot what it was called. Nintendo Classic Mini Nintendo Classic Mini Nintendo Entertainment System. Man, that was a mouthful. So those are my thoughts on it. And tell me what you think in the comments below. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.